back to back in the day during World War II, when the hated races were Italians, Germans, and Japanese. I don't know how old she was back then. She was probably a young girl. But back in the day, my grandparents would tell me stories that there'd be signs on doors saying, "Speak American." And, even my grandfather was telling me that he was never more proud to be an American citizen. He had no problem saying, "I'm American, I'm American, I'm happy, I got my citizenship." My grandparents did it the right way. They got their citizenship, they served their country, they worked for unions, they did this, they did that. They did it the right way. That's the American dream. We don't have that anymore. There is no American dream. You can't buy a house anymore. Kids that are getting married these days, they can't afford a home like their grandparents did back in the day. It's impossible. Impossible. But what I'm saying is, it seems like if we want to be a nation that's bilingual, because last time I checked, the United States was solely just speaks English. It's the main language of this country is English. Now, granted, there are 21 countries in the world that speak Spanish. Spanish is actually an important language to learn. Maybe they should start incorporating this into schools then, because I'm sure as hell not going to pay to take Spanish. I'm too broke and I don't have the money to learn another language. You offer our immigrants the opportunity to speak English. You give them free classes. Well, why not give the gringos free classes to learn Spanish? I don't understand it. Now, there are a lot of poor people in this country, and they're not all immigrants. They're not all Latino. The population is growing to a Latino population, which is fine. I love my Latino brothers and sisters. My best friends are Latino. I have a couple of friends that reiterate this to me. He says to me, "We are Chicanos. We're not, from the border. We're citizens. We pay our taxes, blah, 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 blah." And I get that. One of my neighbors said that to me the other day. He goes, "Hey, my grandparents, were American citizens. I'm a Chicano." I go, okay, I hear you, buddy. I hear you. The United States is a big melting pot, just like back in the day when they all came through Ellis Island. There was Italians and Germans and Polish and, even if you go to back east to New York, a lot of the neighborhoods are big melting pots, And yeah, Staten Island, from what I've noticed, maybe it's the parts I've gone to, they're predominantly Italian because that's where my family takes me, is to all the Italian neighborhoods, but it's a big melting pot, the United States. I do think, and I know you guys love Trump, but to sit there and say that they're rapists and they're this and they're that was a little uncalled for, and that'll probably get him to lose the Latino vote because there are more Latinos in the United States and growing than there are Caucasian, and that number is growing. So I'm trying to read here. Someone's laughing at my asshat comment. And then Chuck loves him. That's okay. Blah, 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 blah. Now, Trump's, okay, Jenny's saying Trump says he will help the poor. Well, I hope so, and he'll give us jobs. And, I have to say, I never thought in a million years I would have a hard time finding employment because, I have an associate's degree in medical science. I'm a registered dental assistant. I have a cosmetology license that I've had since high school. I can't find a job in either of those fields in this town. Someone said move. I said, yes, I want to move because California sucks. California, that's another dirty secret, another conspiracy that's going on, and I have 10 more minutes, and you're going to hear me tell you about my next conspiracy theory. And this has to do with the state of California. I'm off the Trump soapbox now, but we will see what happens next year. Because it felt good to bitch and moan about that. Conspiracy theories in California. Now, I'm probably going to piss off a lot of my liberals that are listening, if there's any listening at all, but I don't really care. Governor Jerry Brown, that's an asshat. Big, big, Democratic asshat. I don't know why he's an asshat. I'm going to tell you why he's an asshat. It's okay for us to conserve water, and we're on water restrictions, and I'm a neurotic lady right now with water because, you know, I bought an egg timer, and my kids get in the shower, and I time them. When that bell rings, it's time to get out of the shower. When my kids take baths, I collect the water and use it for other things, like watering the garden, washing the cars. You know, I make about 10 trips with a bucket, 4 or 5 different buckets out, back and forth. I look like a crazy woman. But we're all sitting here being told we have to conserve and we have to water ration. And the dirty little secret that Jerry Brown will not tell the public is that it's okay to continue to use water to frack and screw the planet. And it's okay for the Nestle Corporation to keep bottling water here in the state of California for profit. Because according to the rich and the global elites, water's a privilege. It's not a necessity for us poor folk. It's a privilege. Last time I checked, you know, even though we don't have much falling out of the sky lately, that is a natural commodity. Then there's another law that's out there that you cannot collect your water. I don't know how true this one is. I haven't researched it enough. Perhaps I'll do a show on the water issues here in this state. But who the hell is going to tell me I can't put a big-ass bucket, several buckets out and collect rainwater if we ever had any rain? You know, my friend poor Chief Rain that does all these rain dances, no rain. No rain. California's suffering. And then another dirty secret is in the Imperial Valley in the desert of California in the south part of California, there are homes that are abandoned because there's no water. And the ground is so messed up that the homes are like almost falling into the ground. They're concaving into the ground. This is very serious. And the reason Governor Jerry Brown does not say anything is because if the population knew, the California population knew what was going on, there'd be this mass exodus. I talk about relocating. There's a reason why I want to relocate. Because I don't want to die of thirst. I don't want my children to die of thirst. If any of you are listening to me and you live in California, I would highly suggest you send a letter to Governor Jerry Brown and ask him, what the hell, man? This is serious. This is why I'm planning on relocating to the Southwest. And I know people laugh, oh my God, you know, it's the desert, you know. There's more rain in the desert than there is in California right now. And I know an El Nino's coming and the water's warming up here. That isn't good either. Okay? Because if we have too much rain all at once, we're going to have mudslides and we're going to have flooding, especially on a ground that is so parched from not having any rain. There's cease and disaster coming for California, and it's not pretty. I live in this state, and if we ever get that major earthquake, well, the F word comes to mind because we will be screwed completely and totally. Anyway, thank you all for joining me tonight. It was a blast. I especially enjoyed Chuck Banks. He's a damn riot. And all right, welcome Iowa. I love it. Maybe I should move there since they had 16 inches of rain in the last 40 days. But think about it, California. Contact your politicians and make them answer those hard questions because we, as taxpayers, deserve to know. Anyway, I'm out of here. You guys have a great weekend. Stay tuned for the Paranormal Lounge. I will return next week with Dr. William Lester. Good night, everybody. Light and love.